welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to share something really exciting with you. I know I keep saying that, but I just get excited about makeup, so everything makeup related is really exciting to me. I really was excited. I went to my mailbox this morning and my friend Stacy had sent me this palette. It's the NYX In Your Element Earth palette along with this lipstick, and I knew it was coming. I didn't know what lipstick she had bought me, but I knew this was coming in the mail, so I was like literally like skipping in the house from the mailbox, and my daughter was like, "What are you doing, Mom?" I'm like, "I got my palette, Kim, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here." So anyways, I ripped open the package and I got it out and I used it on my makeup today, and I'm going to do some swatches for you guys and tell you some of my first impressions, some of my thoughts. So let's get into the swatching first. Okay, so first I want to show you guys this lipstick. I put it on yesterday and I wore it for a little while and it is so cool. This one is actually from the Wind collection, but oh my gosh, it's supposed to be a metallic brown blue, but I don't really look good in brown lipsticks, and this works for some reason. Again, I did a video just barely about the metals and I showed you one of their lipsticks, but it's so cool. I love this magnetic closure. It's just really nice and luxurious, and this is the color of the lipstick, so I guess it does kind of look brown before you swatch it, but on the lips it is so pretty. Yeah, it's just a brownish color with a blue shift. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a metallic blueness, and it almost looks like just like a purpley blue, kind of like an oil slick sort of color on the lips, and it's so pretty. I had a lot of people staring at me at Target. I'm not sure if it was because they were checking me out because I looked really cool with this lipstick on, or if it was they were thinking, "Girl, you cray wearing that lipstick to Target." I don't know. I don't really care because I liked it. They're just really creamy and kind of long wearing as well. I mean, they're not as long wearing as like a liquid lipstick or something like that, but they do kind of adhere to your lips. They don't like kind of rub off right away or anything. So I do have this metallic gold from the Metal collection, and I tried that on in my In Your Element Metals video, and I love this lipstick as well. It's just super metallic and super pretty. I just think the formulation of these lipsticks are so good and the packaging is so good. I am in love with these lipsticks. Now I will go ahead and swatch the eyeshadows for you. The packaging looks like this. It says In Your Element Earth, and it kind of looks like sedimentary rock or something, which is really cool. And then it just has all these beautiful earth tones. So yeah, let me go ahead and show you what the palette looks like. The same little design, it's that. And then the shadows are just numbered, but it actually says that shadows 1, 3, 4, 6, 10, 11, and 12 are eyeshadows, and 2, 5, 7, 8, and 9 are pressed pigments. So we'll have to see what the difference is, because some of the pressed pigments are mattes, which is interesting to me because usually pressed pigments are more metallics or more shimmers. This is what the colors look like. I'll give you guys a close-up so you can kind of stare at them, because that's what I love in videos like this, is just to stare at the colors. They're just such beautiful colors. It reminds me a lot of the colors from the new Anastasia Subculture palette. Yeah, just the color selection reminds me a lot of that. I love that they're doing more greens and reds and purples and stuff. Seems like it's been so orange that it's just fun to see more greens and yellows be thrown in the mix. I'm going to go ahead and start swatching them. So number 1 is this beautiful color right here. I use that right up in this area to kind of blend everything together. You could use it as a brow bone highlight. You could use it as a transition shade. It's just this peachy shade. So there it is right there. These are really pigmented. They worked really well, blending out and everything like that. So number 1 is an eyeshadow. Number 2 is supposed to be a pressed pigment, and that is this warm, chocolatey, well, it's not really chocolatey, it's just this really warm, earthy brown color. It reminds me of like Indian mud clay or something. So I'm not sure what makes that a pressed pigment and not an eyeshadow. I didn't use that one today, but I am going to do something a little different because I found when I swatched the metal palette and even the Kat Von D palette that they didn't end up like blending out like I had wanted them to. So I'm just going to take this blending brush and see how it blends out. I'm not sure if you can even tell until you put it on the eyes, but it is very pigmented. Let's see how this one blends out. They seem to kind of stain my arms, so they are very, very, very pigmented. I think I'll just have to work with them more to really kind of see what they're like. The eyeshadows that I do have on my eyes were really easy to work with. The shimmer I did have to pack on with a wet brush, but the next one is number 3 and it's right here, and that one is an eyeshadow. That one I used in my transition area today. There it is right there. It's just this really pretty like neutral brown. It's not cool, it's not warm. This next one is this army green color right here, and that one is an eyeshadow as well. And this one is really pretty. It's a very like olivey, deep green, deep olive. That's what I would call it. Okay, this next one is this bright yellow. It's kind of like a mustardy yellow, but it's a shimmer, and this one is a pressed pigment. So there's that one right there. It looks super pigmented, but I found kind of with those metal ones that I had worked with that they were kind of hard to blend out and kind of hard to apply. So maybe let me try and apply it with a brush and see what that looks like. So I'm just going to take this Urban Decay flat brush and I'm going to go ahead and try and apply it on my arm with that. And see, it's just not really applying as well. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just not going to apply it as intense and pigmented. Let me go ahead and spray it with some setting spray and go in with it and see what it looks like that. So yeah, not much better than using it dry, but a little bit better, a little bit easier to work with. So I think if you're going to apply these pressed pigments, the best way to do it is with your finger. Okay, the next color is this greenish color right here. It's a shimmer as well. And I cleaned off my arm so I could kind of start over. So that's what it looks like applied with my finger. That's what it looks like applied with the brush. And here's what it looks like applied with the wet brush. And that one was an eyeshadow, not a pigment. So number 7 is going to be a pressed pigment. It is this satiny red right here. It's not matte, it's not shimmery, it's definitely a satin. Ooh. So see, beautiful with the finger. Here it is with a dry brush. Still pretty good. Here it is applied with a wet brush. So that is freaking pigmented. This next one is this kind of terracotta orange color, and this is a matte, and this one is described as a pressed pigment as well. My husband just started playing his guitar, so if you hear that music in the background, that's him. So hopefully it won't be too annoying. We like my background music, right? So here's that terracotta orange color just with a finger swipe. Man, those are pigmented. Here's it with a dry brush, and here is with a wet brush. It kind of skips and is patchy with a brush, whether it be dry or wet. So, but I think as a matte shade, it's more of like a blending shade. So I don't think you'll really have to worry about that because you'll be using more of like a big fluffy brush, and you're not going to have to worry about those chunks. The next one is kind of really similar to this one, but it's more shimmery. And this one is the last pressed pigment. So there it is with the finger swatch. Here it is with a dry brush. These reds are pigmented. And here it is with a wet brush with Max Fix Plus. Or actually, it's my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. But yeah, that's pretty stinking pigmented. It's a beautiful color too. This next one is really beautiful. I used this one in my transition shade today and it worked like a dream. It's just like a true olive green, I would say. So there is with my finger. Here is with a dry brush. So it kind of skipped a little bit. You would probably have to kind of pack on the color, this one. And then here is a damp brush. I'm not sure I really apply mattes with damp brushes though. see it's going to be really patchy. I would use this one more as a transition shade or more as an outer quarter shade. If you really do want to use it on the lid, you probably are going to have to really build up the color, but for the price point, it's really not that big of an issue, for me anyways. Okay, this next one is this like olivey, I would just say it's like an olive color. It's slightly green, but not really. And that is what is on my lid today. I applied it first with a dry brush, and then I went and applied it with a dampened brush, and that was the best way I have found. I don't love using my finger just because I can't really get as precise of an application, but if I have to, I'm okay with it. So here's the finger swatch. You'll kind of see how it applies in the tutorial afterwards. So super pigmented, super beautiful. I'm really impressed with NYX eyeshadows. Their pigmentation is really beautiful. And this last one is number 12, and it is just this warm brown. So there it is. Oh, that kind of skipped a little bit. But you know what? The Kat Von D ones did that too, and they ended up applying really well, so who knows? I mean, swatches are great, but you don't really know. I have found after swatching so much, I'm kind of new to swatching, but I found like swatching is great, but you don't really know how they perform until you put them on your eyes. I do swatches because I know I love to see swatches of the color just to kind of get an idea of what the color looks like, not exactly in the pan, but on the skin. And obviously I can't use all these colors in one look, or I would. Yeah, I will go ahead and do a little tutorial for you so you can kind of see how they perform, and I'll let you know my final thoughts at the very end. So just keep watching to watch the tutorial on how I achieved this look. Okay, so I don't know which shade to start with. They're all so beautiful. I love that this palette has so many great transition shades. I feel like this is a great transition shade. This is a great green transition shade. This is a great transition shade. I think maybe I'm going to go with a green look because I think I'm going to start with this color right here as a transition shade. So yeah, I'm going to take this shade just right up here and just put that in my transition area. And can you see what just happened right there? So let's hope that these will blend out better than that. It is a drugstore palette, so can't be too picky. But it is $30 too, so I guess I can be a little bit picky. That was darker than I thought it was going to be. Maybe I just packed too much on my brush right there at first. That went on a little better, maybe because I didn't pack so much onto my brush. You kind of, when you try a new palette, you kind of have to get to know the eyeshadows, because sometimes you might think that you don't like them, but the more you get to know them and how they work, then you realize you like them. That happens to me anyways. Or the opposite. I think I will like them, but then the more I get to know them, the more I realize that I don't. I guess it's kind of like a relationship. You're like in a relationship with your eyeshadows. So now I'm gonna put this one on in that same place, but maybe just a little bit lower. So I guess this one is number 10. I kind of wish I would have used this as my transition shade so that it would be more green and not so brown. That is giving that brown more of like a greenish tinge, so that's kind of cool. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with green right here, and I don't know if you can tell, but it is shimmery. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on my lid. So first I'm going to apply it with a dry brush to see how it performs with a dry brush. With the metallics, I do have to use my finger. Like, they won't even go on with a wet brush, but they're really beautiful. So I'm going to just go ahead and try and put them on with a dry brush, and if that doesn't work, try a wet brush. That doesn't work, try my finger. They did say that some of these are pressed pigments, so let me see if this is one of them. So no, this one isn't a pressed pigment like those metallic shades, so I'm guessing it will go on okay with just a flat shader brush. So let's see how it goes. It's not going on very well, if you can see. It's kind of just going on really patchy, so you'd probably need to really just keep building it up if you're going to do it with a dry brush. I'm going to go ahead and wet my brush with some MAC Fix Plus. Actually, don't know where my MAC Fix Plus is. My kids get into all my stuff. Seriously, there's like lipsticks everywhere. Not lipstick, luckily, because they can't get the lids open, but it's a mess in here. More of a mess when you have kids. So I'm going to just use this all-nighter Urban Decay spray instead. And I'm going to go back in with that shimmery green color. Now I'm looking at it, it doesn't look so green. Weird. My eyes are doing tricks on me. It's like a greenish taupey shimmery color. I can't really tell because there was already eyeshadow on that eye, so let me try with the other eye and see if that applies well with a flat shader brush and some setting spray. Yeah, so that applies pretty well with the setting spray. On the brush, which is good news. I'm gonna just try and do it just with my finger. That might be the best way to apply these shadows, is with your finger. The metals, especially the metal palette. I know we're talking about the earth palette, but that one is like really oily, so it's like it won't stick to your brush or something. So see, I made a mess kind of underneath my eye. So what you can do for that is you can put your eye shadow on first and wipe it off with a wipe and then do your foundation, or put some tape there and take it off. I like to do my foundation first, so I will just kind of put powder underneath my eye first and wipe that away. And then to clean up any lines, I just take any translucent powder I might have. Use the Rimmel one, or for high end I use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. And I'm just gonna apply that right there. That will clean up any mistakes, and then I can just wipe it away when I'm done. For my outer corner, I want to go in with this darker green right here, and I'm going to take a more tapered blending brush. My brushes are always dirty, but I kind of just wipe them off. I will do a brush cleaning video soon, and then I'll be able to clean all my brushes. I'm going to just dip into that dark green color right there. It's like a forest green, and I am going to apply that onto my outer corner. Ooh, and that's so pretty. I'm actually kind of glad I did that brown because that gives it like a little extra dimension. I love how forest all of these tones are. Ooh, okay, that is blending on and packing on so well. So far the matte shades are performing really well. I'm gonna go back with this brush, and just to diffuse everything out, I'm gonna take this kind of peachy shade right there, and I'm just going to put that on my brow bone to just kind of diffuse any lines. And I am loving this look, you guys. Oh. So now I'm going to dust off that powder underneath my eye, and I just like to do this because it doesn't give a super sharp line. I kind of like a more blended line. I like more blended everything. Then I'm going to take this pencil brush that I always use underneath my eye. It's the Morphe E18, and I'm just going to take the same shades that I put on my eyelid and put them on my lower lash line. So I'm going to go in first with this brown color, buff that underneath my lash line. Then I'm going to go in with this lighter green. I'm not going to put the shimmery shade on, but I'm going to take this super dark green, and on a flat definer brush, so one like this, I'm going to dip into that dark green. And just put that on like the outer half of my lash line. I'm going to go back in and just buff all that out. And I'm going to go ahead and apply some liner. So today I'm going to be using the Lorac Front of the Line Pro liquid eyeliner in black. Okay, and then off camera, I'm just going to apply some mascara and some false lashes, and then I will come back and kind of finish the rest of my face. Okay, so I went ahead and popped some lashes on and some mascara, and look what a difference that makes. I love this eye look. I think it's so pretty. I love these greens. I went ahead also and put some bronzer on, so I'm going to go ahead and apply some blush, and this is my favorite blush of the moment. I just feel like it goes great with every look. It's this blush from NARS in the Narcissus Cheek Studio palette, and it's this color right here. It doesn't have a name, but it's kind of just like a brownie pink color, and I'm just going to apply that onto my cheeks. See, it's just really subtle, but it still gives you a little flush, which I really like. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and use my Fenty Beauty highlighter. This has been my favorite lately in the color Fire Crystal. Oh yeah, girl. Oh yeah. Look at that glow. Then I like to take the other side lightning dust, and I like to put that on my forehead. I don't want my forehead to shine, but I do want my skin to look glowy. So sometimes I'll even put this like underneath my eyes if they're looking too drab, and it honestly just gives you that like glow from within. That's what I like about this side. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply my Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the color Perla. I just think this pinky purpley color will go really pretty with this eye look. Then I'm going to go ahead and apply my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And it kind of helps your powders just all melt into your skin. Then fan it, fan it, fan it, fan it, fan it, fan it, fan it. I have like a green, olive green shirt like this that I should have worn with this look. And my cat ears are olive green. Okay, you guys, I don't know, maybe I just love all makeup. I'm just finding all the goodies lately, but I really did like this palette. I almost like it better than the Metals one because you can do a complete look. You can do so many looks with this, and it's just different. I mean, I guess it does have a lot of those warm toned shades in it that you've seen a lot, but I just love the combination of these colors. I love the olives. I love the greens. I've really been into greens lately. I don't know what it is, but these greens are very wearable too. They're not too Christmas. You can use this brown with this green and it's not gonna look too over the top. I just love olive green. It's actually one of my favorite colors. I love to wear olive green, so I am just really excited about this. I think it's a decent dupe for the Subculture palette. I don't have that palette, but just like eyeballing it, it has a lot of the same colors. So I'm really excited to play with this, and let me know if you guys want me to do like 3 looks, 1 palette sort of thing. I know I did 1 look here, but I would love to do that for you guys if you guys want to get some ideas if you have this palette of what looks to do. So yeah, just comment below if you want me to do that, and thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys like these reviews. Let me know what you think, what you like. Do you like just to see swatches and then another video with tutorials in it? Do you like this sort of a video where it's both of them together? Do you like those like 3 looks, 1 palette sort of things? What do you guys want to see? Let me know, because this channel is for you, to help you guys. And also, please do not forget to subscribe. I would love for you guys to be my makeup besties, and don't forget that it's okay to be confident, it's okay to be real, and you are beautiful. See ya. Come in. I'm almost done.
It's a hot talkie. What's that?
A hot dog?
No. I want a hot dog.
Helicopter.
Helicopter?
No hot dog.
Yeah, helicopter.
Okay. Oh, wow.